We all know about the Philippines' close ties with the United States, Japan, and even Vatican City, but what about the countries the Philippines have diplomatic relations with? It turns out there are quite a few. No embassies, no ambassadors. It's like they exist in entirely different diplomatic universes. Today, we're diving into the top 10 countries where the Philippines has zero diplomatic ties. Get ready for some geopolitical intrigue. Let's kick things off with Bhutan, the land of the Thunder Dragon, a small yet fascinating country nestled in the eastern Himalayas. Bhutan is famous for prioritizing gross national happiness over gross domestic product, a unique approach that has garnered global attention. The people here seem so peaceful, so zen, living in harmony with nature and their cultural traditions. So why doesn't the Philippines have formal diplomatic relations with this serene nation? It's a question that puzzles many. Bhutan is notoriously isolationist, having only opened up to tourism in the 1970s. Before that, it was almost completely closed off to the outside world. They're super picky about their international relationships, and the Philippines just hasn't made the cut. Bhutan carefully selects its diplomatic partners, ensuring they align with its values and strategic interests. Maybe it's cultural, maybe it's practical. Bhutan's small and strategic about its diplomatic ties. They focus on maintaining a balance that supports their unique way of life. Whatever the reason, it's kind of a bummer. The Philippines, with its vibrant culture and friendly people, seems like it would be a great match for Bhutan. Who wouldn't want to be BFFs with the country that measures success in happiness? Imagine the cultural exchange and mutual benefits that could arise from such a relationship. Maybe one day, the Philippines and Bhutan will find their diplomatic groove. Until then, we can only hope for a future where these two nations come together in friendship and mutual respect. Moving on from Bhutan to a more complicated situation, North Korea. The Philippines doesn't have diplomatic relations with North Korea, a country known for its secrecy and unique approach to international relations. Back in the 1970s, the Philippines had a cozy relationship with the North, even opening an embassy in Pyongyang. However, things soured in the 1980s and diplomatic ties were severed. Today, the Philippines has imposed sanctions on North Korea, complicating any chance of a diplomatic reunion. It's a reminder that international relations are rarely simple. From North Korea, we travel to the Balkans, to Kosovo, a country fighting for independence. This small, landlocked nation has been at the center of geopolitical tensions for decades. Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, a move that was met with both celebration and controversy. But not everyone recognizes it. The international community remains divided, with some countries offering full support while others remain staunchly opposed. The Philippines is one of the countries that doesn't recognize Kosovo as an independent state. This decision is influenced by a myriad of factors. This stems from a complex web of political considerations, including their own national interests and regional alliances. The Philippines, with its own territorial disputes, particularly in the South China Sea, is cautious about setting precedents that could affect its own claims. As a result, the country is hesitant to take sides in international conflicts that could complicate its diplomatic standing. Despite the lack of formal ties, there have been instances of cooperation between the two nations. These instances are most evident in the realm of disaster relief and humanitarian aid, where politics often take a back seat to human needs. Particularly in disaster relief and humanitarian aid, both countries have found common ground. It's a reminder that diplomacy isn't always about official treaties. Sometimes it's about the shared human experience and mutual support. Sometimes it's about finding common ground and working together, even when official recognition is off the table. Kosovo might not be on the Philippines' Christmas card list, but that doesn't mean they can't collaborate for the greater good. In the end, diplomacy is as much about people as it is about politics, and sometimes lending a helping hand is the most powerful diplomatic gesture of all. We're venturing into Western Sahara, a geopolitical hotbed in North Africa. Morocco claims Western Sahara, while the Polisario Front fights for independence. The Philippines has taken a cautious approach, not formally recognizing either side. It's a case of diplomatic tiptoeing, hoping for a peaceful resolution. There have been calls within the Philippines to recognize the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. It's a reminder that diplomatic decisions often involve hard choices with far-reaching consequences. Buckle up, because we're wading into the choppy waters of Taiwan. This small island, with its vibrant democracy and booming tech industry, is at the heart of one of the most complex geopolitical issues of our time. Taiwan has been self-governing since 1949, but China considers it a breakaway province. This has led to a tense and often precarious situation, with both sides maintaining a delicate status quo. The Philippines, like many countries, doesn't officially recognize Taiwan due to the One China policy. This policy dictates that countries must choose between formal diplomatic relations with China or Taiwan, but not both. Instead, they maintain unofficial relations, like having a best friend you're not allowed to be seen with in public. These unofficial ties are crucial, allowing for cooperation in various sectors without causing diplomatic fallout. Despite the lack of formal ties, the Philippines and Taiwan have a strong relationship, especially in trade. The economic exchanges between the two are significant, with Taiwan being one of the Philippines' top trading partners. The Taiwan issue is a powder keg, and the Philippines has to tread carefully. Any misstep could have serious repercussions, not just for the Philippines, but for the entire region. It's a delicate dance of diplomacy, balancing economic interests with the potential for upsetting China. The stakes are incredibly high, and every move is watched closely by the international community. One wrong step could land everyone in hot water. The situation requires skillful navigation, constant vigilance, and a deep understanding of the intricate dynamics at play. We're heading to Syria, a country ravaged by conflict and tragedy. Syria has been embroiled in a brutal civil war for over a decade. The Philippines has taken a cautious approach, not formally severing ties, but not condemning the Syrian government either. This stance has drawn criticism, with some arguing the Philippines should do more to help. Others point to the Philippines' own domestic issues and limited resources. It's a balancing act familiar in international relations. Let's journey to the Caucasus region, to Armenia, a country with a rich cultural heritage. Armenia and the Philippines share a surprising connection: religion. The Philippines has a small but significant Armenian Catholic community. Despite this shared heritage, the Philippines and Armenia have never established formal diplomatic relations. Some speculate it's due to Armenia's close relationship with Russia. Others point to Armenia's small size and lack of strategic importance. The lack of formal ties highlights the often arbitrary nature of diplomacy. We're venturing into South Ossetia, a breakaway region of Georgia. South Ossetia declared independence in the early 1990s, sparking a war. Russia recognized South Ossetia's independence, much to Georgia's chagrin. The Philippines has chosen not to recognize South Ossetia's independence, preferring to stay neutral. This stance reflects the Philippines' broader foreign policy approach. Despite the lack of recognition, the Philippines has provided humanitarian aid to the region. It's a reminder that diplomacy isn't always about grand pronouncements. We're heading back to the Caucasus, to Abkhazia, another disputed region. Abkhazia declared independence from Georgia in the 1990s, sparking conflict. Russia recognized Abkhazia's independence, providing military support. The Philippines has chosen to walk a diplomatic tightrope, not recognizing Abkhazia's independence. This reflects the Philippines' desire to maintain good relations with both Russia and the West. Despite this, the Philippines has provided humanitarian aid to the region. It's a reminder that compassion can still find a way through geopolitical maneuvering. For our final stop, we find ourselves back in Western Sahara. Wait, what? That's right, folks, you're not experiencing déjà vu. During the research for this video, there was a mix-up, and we included Western Sahara twice. Maybe it's a reminder that the world is still a vast and mysterious place. Or maybe it's just a sign that I need to lay off the coffee and get some sleep. Thanks for joining me on this diplomatic adventure. So, there you have it, folks. A crash course in the countries the Philippines doesn't formally chat with. From the Himalayas to the Caucasus, from North Africa to Taiwan, we've explored the complex web of international relations. We've learned that diplomacy isn't always about embassies and treaties. Sometimes it's about finding common ground and offering a helping hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more explorations. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay diplomatic. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.